Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast. We are finally back, and it feels good to be back, man. And hopefully, we can start doing interviews again every day, and we can get the podcast going again. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience that it's been because we've been barely putting out content and stuff. But we've been having some technical difficulties, and it's been affecting the doing podcasts and stuff. But we're back tonight, and we're back with Harvey's Weekly Football Report, and we're back with the legend, Harvey. How are you doing tonight, man?
All right. The allergies been bothering me a little bit, but other than that, I'm all right.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, you gotta love Kentucky weather.
Yeah.
Gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
Kentucky weather's awful, man. But man, we'll go to the well, first off, how before we even get to picking the games, how well did we do last week in the NFL and college?
Well, on the college, you went 17-8, and I went 18-7. And the NFL, we both went 2-5, which was not good. But we did rather well in college.
Well, I just want to say in the NFL, man, the Lions tied with the Steelers. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's unpredictable.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh man. Okay, we got Northern Illinois 7-3, traveling to 4-6 Buffalo, 7 p.m. on ESPN2 tonight. Northern Illinois is 1-point favorites. I'm going with Northern Illinois. Who you going with?
I'm going with Northern Illinois.
All right. I love these MAC games. We got Central Michigan 6-4, traveling to Ball State 5-5, 7 p.m. on ESPNU. Central Michigan is 1.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Ball State. Who you going with?
I'm going with Ball State because they're 5-5, and they got two more games left. And a win tonight will give them a bowl eligible. So it's big. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Ball State. I think they want to get to that bowl eligibility.
Yep, definitely. That's a big thing, especially for the littler schools and stuff. We got Louisville 5-5 Thursday, traveling to Duke 3-7, 7:30 p.m. on ESPNU. I mean on ESPN. My bad. Louisville is 20-point favorites. Duke is struggling. I'm going with Louisville.
And this is another team, Louisville. I'm going to go with Louisville. Because Louisville needs a win, too, to get to 6 wins. You go with Louisville, too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Louisville's playing better right now.
Yeah. We got Memphis, 5-5, traveling number 24, 9-1. Houston, 9 p.m. on ESPN2. Houston's 8.5-point favorite. So I'm going to go with Houston. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Houston. There's another team, 5-5 with Memphis, but I don't think they'll get it. I don't think they'll get it with Houston. I really don't. Houston's pretty good.
All right. We got Arizona 1-9, trailing Washington State 5-5, 9 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. Washington State's 15-point favorites. Washington State will be bowl eligible, in my opinion. I'm going with Washington State.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with Washington State.
And this game promises to be pretty good. Air Force 7-3, Nevada 7-3, 9 p.m. on FS1. Nevada is 1.5-point favorite. So I'm going to go with Air Force Eagle.
I'll pick Nevada. I like Air Force Academy. That's a pick-up game. So you pick Air Force, I'll pick Nevada.
All right. Then we got number 19, San Diego State, 9-1. An underrated team was pretty good. Traveling to UNLV 2-8, 11:30 p.m. on the CBS Sports Network. San Diego State's 10.5-point favorites. San Diego State, in my opinion, is going to be 10-1. Who you going with?
You said they 10.5-point favorites. I think it's going to be a lot more than that. Yeah, I pick San Diego State.
Yeah, that's not a pick 'em game. That's an easy game to pick.
Yeah, well, they'll watch us lose it.
That would be our luck. We got Michigan State 9-1, and this is a pick 'em game. Michigan State number 7, traveling to also 9-1 Ohio State, 12 p.m. on ABC. For some reason, Ohio State's 19-point favorites, but you know who I'm going to pick? I'm going to pick Michigan State. Who you going with?
I will pick Ohio State. I mean, they are in the top four right now in their football thing. I mean, playoff rankings. This is a big game. One of them could really move closer. The other could be done.
Yep.
For his making the playoffs.
Then we got Wake Forest, number 10, 9-1, traveling to Clemson, 7-3. Clemson's on a little winning streak, 12 p.m. on ESPN. I'm gonna go with Clemson. Who you going with? Clemson's 4-point favorites.
I go with Clemson. They're playing better than the Wake Forest. Wake Forest is pretty good, but I think Clemson's playing a lot better
right now. We got traveling to the pissed off number 13 Oklahoma Sooners, 9-1, 12 p.m. on Fox. So Oklahoma's 4-point favorites. I believe Oklahoma is going to beat them by about 4 or 5 touchdowns. I think
Oklahoma's probably. I'm like you. I think Oklahoma will be mad. Yeah.
Yep. Then we got the red hot New Mexico State team, 1-9, traveling to Kentucky, 7-3. 12 p.m. on the SEC network. Kentucky is 36-point favorites. Clearly, I'm going with Kentucky, but the reason why we pick Kentucky games is because we're from Kentucky. So, yeah, I'm going with Kentucky. Who you going with?
And I sure ain't going to go with New Mexico State. I don't think that, if anybody's listening, I don't think they can beat some of our 6A teams in Kentucky.
I think they could beat UConn.
Connecticut or somebody?
Yeah,
or Vanderbilt?
UConn. Vanderbilt beat UConn, man.
Yeah. I think Kentucky wins this game, but next week we'll wait on that. The next week, the Kentucky Louisville plays their annual game next week. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but you're saying this week's not going to be interesting at
all.
I
don't. Kentucky's going to go. They'll be 8-3.
Yeah. All right. There's no need to even talk about that game anymore. We got Florida State, 4-6, traveling to Boston College, 6-4, 12 p.m. on the ACC network. Boston College is 1.5-point favorites. In my opinion, Boston College is going to be 7-4. Who are you going with?
I won't go with Boston College. I think Florida State, they have to win 2 games to get both but I don't think they can do it. I think they're one of those 4-6 teams that probably say season's over.
Yep, I'm going with Boston College as well. All right, we got Rutgers 5-5, traveling Penn State 6-4, 12 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. I'm gonna go Penn State. Who you going with?
Yeah, well, Penn State too. There's a whole bunch of these teams are 5-5 with 2 games left. Makes it interesting with these teams. I think Penn State's a whole lot better than Rutgers.
Yeah, and then you talking about teams that are fighting for bowl eligibility. You got Texas 4-6, traveling to West Virginia 4-6, 12 p.m. on ESPN2. West Virginia's 2.5-point favorites. Man, I'm gonna go with West Virginia. Who you going
with? Yeah, well, Texas got fucked by Kansas last week, so that tells you how good Texas is playing right now. I'll go with West Virginia.
All right. Then we got Washington 4-6, traveling Colorado 3-7, 3 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. Washington 6.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Washington, man. Who you going with?
I think they'll be 5-6. After that, I don't know. I'm gonna pick Washington.
All right. Then we got a ranked game. We got number 21, Arkansas 7-3, traveling to number 2, Alabama 9-1, 3:30 p.m. on CBS. Alabama is 21-point favorites.
3 touchdown favorites.
I'm gonna go with Alabama.
I'm gonna go with Alabama too, but I don't know where Arkansas is dangerous. I don't see Alabama. I may be wrong. I don't see Alabama beating them by 3 touchdowns, but they could, But Arkansas may give them a game.
What's the next game on our list? Is it Michigan?
SMU and Cincinnati.
Oh, okay, yeah. SMU's 8-2, traveling number 5 Cincinnati 10-0. I think this will be a pretty good game. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. Cincinnati's 11.5-point favorites. I think Cincinnati's season is for getting the playoff games going to be over. I'm going with SMU. Who you going with?
One with Cincinnati. I'm like you. If this is their test right here, to me, I believe if Cincinnati beats SMU. SMU is They're 8-2, and then if Cincinnati can beat them, and I think Cincinnati needs to beat them bad in order to sway the people who vote. I still think Cincinnati deserves, even if they win out. I think Cincinnati wins out. I think they should be in the playoffs.
They'll have to play
So,
in the American Conference Championship. If it
yeah.
holds out, it'll be Cincinnati and Houston. Both teams will be ranked.
Yeah. So they that's what I'm saying. That they could have, especially this game and that game too, could be a lot. It could mean a lot. If they win out, I really think they should deserve it because some of them says their strength of schedule is not that strong. But try to tell the Notre Dame about Cincinnati. I've seen Cincinnati. Notre Dame's coach tell you they're good.
Brian Kelly, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do we have Michigan and Maryland on there or no?
We got Minnesota and Indiana.
All right,
Minnesota, Indiana.
Minnesota's 6-4, traveling to 2-8 Indiana, 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Minnesota is 7.5-point favorites. I'm going with Minnesota. Who are you going with?
Oh yeah, easy.
All right, Florida, Missouri's next, right?
Florida, Missouri.
All right, you talking about bowl eligibility, man? This is a big game for both teams. Florida's 5-5, Missouri's 5-5. 4 p.m. on the SEC Network. Florida is 8.5-point favorites. Florida's playing that crap. I'm going Missouri. Who you going with?
You go Missouri. I pick Florida. But I think losing this game may not get that 6th win. I think Florida after this week they play Florida State their annual rivalry game. Well,
that's a
that might
winnable
be
game.
That's
a winnable game.
This game probably I will pick Florida. I don't know why I'm doing it, but Missouri probably this game is from I don't know. Missouri loses this game, they may be out, but I'm gonna go with Florida. I think they'll come back playing better.
All right, we got UConn 1-9. Traveling to UCF 6-4, 4 p.m. on the ESPN Plus. UCF is 30.5-point favorites. UCF will win by about 49 points. I'm going with UCF.
Yeah, the odds of this game is how many points UConn can score, and I don't think it'd be very many.
Is our next USC and UCLA?
Nope. Well, we go Baylor and Kansas State.
All right, Baylor number 11, 8-2, traveling Kansas State 7-3. 5:30 p.m. on FS1, and nobody's the favorite. It's even. Their chances is. I'm going with Baylor. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Baylor too. This could be. I'm not going to say this is my game of the week, but it'll be up there.
Then we got Auburn 6-4, traveling to 5-5 South Carolina, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Auburn is 7.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Auburn. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Auburn too. You know, this is another one. South Carolina loses today, this week. I think their next matchup is against Clemson. So this might be South Carolina's got a tough road to get to 6 wins.
Is Oregon and Utah our next one?
Yes.
All right, we got a ranked game again. Number 3 Oregon 9-1 travels number 23 Utah 7-3, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Utah's 3-point favorites. I'm going with Oregon. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Oregon.
All right, what's our next one?
Oklahoma State, Texas Tech.
That's a good one. Oklahoma State number 9, 9-1, traveling Texas Tech 6-4, 8 p.m. on Fox. Oklahoma State is 10.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. We on a different one right now.
Then we got Arizona
State and Oregon State.
This will be a good game as well. Arizona State 7-3, traveling to Oregon State 6-4, 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. Arizona State's 3-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Oregon State. Who you going with?
We different on that. I'm going with Arizona State. So all we different on two.
Woohoo, man.
Huh?
I said woohoo.
Yeah. Well, we different on two of them. I mean, we pretty much will. I think those two games were different on. There's really two good matchups. Yep. Who do you think would be the game of the week?
Oh man, I would go with Oregon and Utah.
If it ain't going to be that, it's going to be SMU Cincinnati because Cincinnati's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I think where it's at Utah, it makes it a better game.
Yeah, yeah. I think Cincinnati should. I watched Cincinnati and SMU. SMU's good too. They're 8-2. They have to be. So I will say, I'll pick my game of the week. SMU Cincinnati. You pick Oregon.
Yeah, my game of the week is Oregon and Utah.
Okay, and that's a good pick.
We'll also pick our game of the week in the NFL as well. Hey, is that a game that you're going to sit down and eat popcorn and watch?
When?
SMU and Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to watch that game. I pretty much will. I'm on Cincinnati's bandwagon, big time. I've always liked them anyway. Hey, you know what? Speaking of college, before we get into the NFL, I got it wrote down. Talking about those 5-5 teams, and 4-6 teams. Trying to get more eligible.
Yeah.
Well, going into today, there was 59, and Miami, Ohio won, and Toledo won. They won. So right now, I got 61 teams that's got 6 wins.
Wow.
And then there's about 19 teams that's 5-5, and then there's about 14 teams are 4-6. So that's going to thin out here in the next 2 weeks. I mean, next week can tell the whole story. I don't know how many bowl games they'll have this year. See, last year there were several canceled on account of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It usually about 40 bowl games, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
So they go. I that's not counting the playoffs. So there's 4 teams. So you're looking at 61 right now. I guess they got to get up to maybe 80 teams or 76 teams besides the 4 they play.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, me and you pick every bowl game.
We will do it. Yeah, Lord, we'll do that this year. Ain't gonna be some. I thought they would be some lot of teams, but I don't think they could be a 5-7 team make it. I don't see it. It all depends on. I think this week is determined about all your bowl games. Maybe could do it.
And then next week we got a special edition. We'll be picking 3 NFL Thursday night games for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we pretty much will do it all right. And we did, like I said, we did pretty good at college last week. That's pretty good. Yeah. But a lot of good college games on this week too. I mean, there's some tough games here on there this week. Yeah. I mean, that's what we want, though. We want to pick the ones that's about evenly matched.
Yeah. And UConn is picked as a joke, by the way.
UConn and Vanderbilt could play in the bowl game. They could have one for sure.
They already played.
They always play them again.
Vanderbilt beat them by 1 point.
Yeah.
Didn't we get that game right?
Yeah. I think the biggest, there's another team we ain't got all year. We're talking about Tennessee. They got I forgot who they play this week. They're 5-5. I think they could go because their next week is after this week they play Vanderbilt, so they're sure to get 6 wins. I'm pretty sure if they can't beat Vanderbilt after. They're a pretty good team. They're playing they're playing about as good as anybody in the SEC right now. But Tennessee sort of had what they call a mild victory last week. They scored 17 points against Georgia. So far, they've scored the most against them.
Yeah.
But the more they got beat bad, they still got beat. Like, 41 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah. I got to ask you something about the NFL because we're about to get
we'll start the NFL, yeah.
Absolutely, man. And we can talk about that. And we can talk about this team right here, New England, 6-4, traveling to Atlanta, 4-5 Thursday night. 8:20 on Fox and the NFL Network. New England is 7-point favorites. The Patriots are red hot, and I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Who you going with?
I'm gonna go with the Patriots too. Because they are, they like you said, they. I don't know. Bill Belichick's pulling some right strings right now. He's a good coach, and maybe they got to play it his way right now. They're playing good. They're really playing good.
They got a good quarterback.
Playing pretty good.
They got a good quarterback, man.
Yeah.
And our next game's the Colts, 5-5, traveling to 6-3 Bills, 1 p.m. on CBS. Buffalo is 7-point favorites. I'm going with Buffalo. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Bills too. This could be this game could hurt Indianapolis if they lose. I mean, they would be able to go 7-3, and the Colts, that would hurt them in their division, right?
Absolutely. We got the Lions 0-8-1 traveling to Cleveland 5-5, 1 p.m. on Fox. Cleveland's 10-point favorite, so I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with Cleveland too. I mean, this could be a must-win for them. Well, I'll tell you, give you some insight on something here after these games.
What's our next one? Is it Green Bay and the Vikings?
No, it's Cowboys and Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Got the Cowboys 7-2, traveling to the 6-4 Kansas City Chiefs, 4:25 on Fox. Kansas City's 2.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Dallas. Who you going?
I'm going to go Kansas City. I mean,
What?
but yes, Dallas played pretty good against the Falcons, but Dallas plays like they did last week. They'll beat the Chiefs too, but I don't know. Chiefs are maybe trying to got a little bit of confidence in themselves now, and they're at home.
Ain't Cincinnati the next one?
Huh?
Cincinnati.
Bengals and the Raiders.
The Bengals are 5-4. The Raiders are 5-4. 4:05 p.m. on CBS. I'm gonna go with. Man, this is a hard one. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Who you going with?
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I think the Bengals' schedule's hard to get to them. They're still young. But it would be a big win for the Bengals if they could win this game. But I don't know. I think they go 5-5.
Then we got the Steelers 5-3-1. Traveling the Chargers 5-4. 8:20 p.m. on NBC on Sunday Night Football. The Chargers 5.5-point favorites. I think Big Ben might be out, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Who you going with?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers too.
I don't know. we'll talk about that after we pick the games. What happened between the Steelers and the Lions? Okay. Monday night we got the Giants 3-6, traveling to Tampa Bay 6-3. 8:15 p.m. on ESPN. Tom Brady's pissed off, and Tampa Bay's 11-point favorites. I think Tom Brady's pissed off, and Tampa Bay will beat the Giants by about 4 or 5 touchdowns. So I'm going with Tampa Bay. Who you going with?
I'm going with the Bucs. What do you think? Take away from what do you think about Cam Newton going back to Carolina when they won? Even though he got a few snaps, scored a touchdown, and passed for a touchdown.
Two touchdowns.
Maybe back where he belongs.
Yeah. He played pretty good, man.
And the Rams lost to the 49ers last night. Maybe Monday night.
Yeah, maybe forcing the football to Odell hurts.
Yeah. I've been studying the NFC. The NFC right now, I think it's more or less who's going to win the fight for the number 1 playoff spot. I mean, I think their playoff predictions are maybe starting to take shape in the NFC. But the AFC, man, it's wide open. Titans right now are playing the better than anybody. They're right now they have the favorite there, AFC, but I really think that 5th, 6th, 7th spot could be it's a long jam right now. I mean, even the Bills, I thought the Bills would probably be ahead of that division easy, but they ain't because the Patriots is going to catch them. But I don't know. I think the Tennessee Titans are right now. They're the favorite. They have to be the favorite right now. They're playing, and they're good. What do you think?
About the NFC or AFC?
AFC. It's
Tennessee.
not telling who wins. I think you can just. I want to ask you something. In AFC, you think 9 wins might get somebody in?
I think in the AFC, I think the way it's going, I mean, the Browns are 5-5. Cincinnati's probably going to be 5-5. The Raiders will probably the Raiders have a hard division to play in, man. They'll probably end up being out. The Chargers are 5-4, maybe going to be 5-5. If you think
Well, you
about it,
got it.
man, if you think about it, 8 wins might get you in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a log jam in that division. I mean, in that conference. I'm looking at the playoffs right now. Right now, it'd be Tennessee, Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, New England, and the Chargers. And like you said, the Chargers right now, they're in the 7th position at 5-4. Then you got Nevada. I mean, you got Las Vegas 5-4, Cincinnati. I mean, even Denver is the 12th spot's 5-5. so that could change in the next. They got 7 more weeks, something like that.
Yep.
17 weeks. So they're reaching about the halfway.
No, there's 18 weeks.
There's
a week,
but 18. They have to count the bye week. Yeah. So really, they basically at the halfway mark right now.
Cleveland has to beat Detroit if they want to make the playoffs.
If Cleveland loses to Detroit, then it don't look good. Yeah. But you've got like I said, Pittsburgh is in the 5th spot right now. That's counting the wild card. That's not counting the division winner because Baltimore's 1 game ahead of 6-3. So you got Pittsburgh 5-3-1 at the 5th spot, and probably should have lost to the Lions. And if Ben Roethlisberger, if he don't come back, I think they're done. But you know what? Like I said, there's at least 6 or 7 teams, could vie for 3 to maybe 3 playoff spots. So that's going to get interesting. The AFC, I think the AFC is going to be the conference to watch at the end, right? Because I think that the NFC, you got Green Bay 8-2, Arizona 8-2, Dallas 7-2. Green Bay 6-3, the Rams 7-3, New Orleans 5-4, Carolina 5-5. Then you got Minnesota 4-5. It starts to thin out, after that. So I'm looking at what's Minnesota and San Francisco they're going to do. I mean, some of those teams is 4-5. They're going to have to start winning. If they don't,
Minnesota's coming off a big win, though.
Huh?
Minnesota's coming off a big win.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're 4-5. I don't see San Francisco, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Washington, the Giants, Seattle, Chicago, and Detroit. I think basically they probably, if they can pull me, but I think those teams are done.
Yeah. Detroit is for sure.
Well, yeah. Well, they can't go on 17, that's for sure. I feel sorry for them.
What's your take on that game actually ending in a tie?
Huh?
What's your take of that game ending in a tie?
I don't think those should end in a tie. I should keep going till somebody wins. They ought to do like the college, but maybe a little bit different what the college does. But there's no tie in college. They won't. I
don't know if it would have made a difference, but Big Ben did not play.
They probably would have won.
Yeah.
And with Ben Roethlisberger, I know that I think the Steelers are getting old. I mean, to me, their team is. With Ben, I think they'd have a fight chance with their division. But I still think Baltimore's going to win that division.
By the way, he missed the game because he has COVID.
Yeah.
He might be missing this week as well. I
Well,
think
did
they.
you see what happened with the you see what happened for the Green Bay Packers when Aaron Rodgers come back?
Yeah.
They blown. They're 8-2 right now. Right now. They're the number one seed.
Yeah. I feel like the best team in that conference, the NFC, is Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think they still. Well, even though they're 6-3, they're the Super Bowl champs, and to be the man, you got to beat the man. And
Well,
they
you're
still
gonna find out how pissed off Tom Brady is Monday night.
Well, they lose to the Giants. There's something wrong with them.
Oh
And
no, they ain't gonna lose to the Giants, man. Tom Brady's pissed off.
yeah. I still think it's to me. Yeah, I'm like you. I mean, they're the champions, and till somebody wrong them, they're the champions, right?
They was the fifth seed last year and won every NFC playoff game on the road.
And they went right through it. I told him. I think I don't know. Was you with me on that? Said they'd win it.
Yeah, we picked them. We said that
Yeah, we
first.
did. We did. We picked them to win it all. I did when the Bucs signed Tom Brady last year. I said they'd be Super Bowl champions.
I mean, they got
Hey, man.
Antonio Brown, man, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, Leonard Fournette at running back.
Here's my prediction anyway. Unless it's Tennessee Titans, I think I'm going to make a prediction right now. Whoever who wins the NFC will win the Super Bowl.
I'm not going to make that prediction yet.
I'm going to right now, even though it's what half of the season's over. I think whoever wins the NFC is going to win it.
I would say team to watch out for is Buffalo.
And Tennessee.
New England as well.
Yeah, even though they're playing better, right? I thought Buffalo. To me, I was impressed with Buffalo last year. I figured they would probably be better than what they did 6-3, but of course, they got to go who they played.
Cleveland's 5-5, man.
I thought they would be better than 5-5. The ones who made the playoffs last year, those two, I thought would be better than what they are. I really did. I figured Cleveland would be what? What are they?
They're
They're
5-5.
5-5. I thought they would be at least 7-3. At least.
Man, they've had a tough schedule.
As always. But like I said, there's a log jam. But that AFC is going to be a log jam. I mean, think about it. There's that wild card. The three wild cards are going to be hookity poo unless something drastic changes. That's going to be something to watch. I think the NFC won't be that much excited. I only think in the NFC, I really believe who's going to get that number one seed.
We're the 7th seed. Cleveland. I'll tell you this: a big game at the end of the year, at the end of the season. Cleveland plays Cincinnati last game of the year.
What if they play the last game of the year and there's a playoff spot up for grabs in that game? Be good, but
yeah,
I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland. I ain't seen the rest of Cincinnati's schedule. If it would help them if they won, because I really say, well, they 5-4. They're 5-4 right now. I really believe in the AFC 9-8 might make a playoff.
8-7.
I really do. Huh?
8-7.
Score.
I believe 8-7 might be able to make the playoffs.
No, 8-9 if they play 17 games. You think somebody could have a losing record to make it?
8-7, man.
I would say 8-7.
Not 8-7, my bad.
8, 9.
No, I mean 9-8. I mean a team could go 9-8 and make the playoffs. What I
That's
meant.
that's what I really that's what I'm saying. I think maybe somebody I think 9-8 will make a playoff in the
Seventh
AFC.
seed, the seventh seed.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe it could be the 6th seed too.
Yeah.
9-8 might win the division.
Here's Cleveland's schedule. Cleveland plays the Lions, which is an easy game. Then they play Baltimore twice in a row, but they have a bye week.
Oh gosh,
They have a bye week after they play Cincinnati. After they play Baltimore the first game, and then they play Cincinnati. Then another. I mean, not Cincinnati. They play Baltimore. 2 out of 3 weeks, but they play Baltimore 2 times in a row. They come off the bye and play Baltimore
yeah,
again. Then they play the Raiders, then the Packers, then the Steelers and Bengals.
yeah. They are their schedules are number one toughest in the NFL.
AB.
What's their strength of schedule? What is their schedule strength? Is it what is it the toughest?
They played some pretty good teams.
That's what I'm saying though. What going into this season? I mean, you look at their schedule, they have to be right up there as maybe one of the toughest.
Yeah. They can beat the Raiders though. I believe they can beat the Ravens 1 out of 2. You do that, that's 6 losses. They'll lose to the Packers 7, and then they can beat the Steelers and Bengals. And
Well, they're 5-5. They got 7 more games. They need that. I think 4 or 5 of them will win. It will make you playoff.
Cleveland has to beat the Lions, man.
That is. They don't have to worry about the rest of them teams. All they have to do is worry about the Lions. That's the game. That's their game in front of them right now.
That's what
I
their
always say,
coach
don't
said.
worry. You have to worry about the team you playing next.
That's what their coach said.
Yeah. I probably have already told you that. And we're coaching basketball. We don't worry about the team miles down the road. Yeah, you have to worry about your next opponent. So it's going to get interesting. Like I said, I think the AFC is going to be interesting. That's going to be the NFC. I mean, AFC. Can make some for good watching.
Yep.
And in college, number one question is who's going to beat Georgia?
Alabama.
And I really believe if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be them. And if Alabama, I've seen Alabama play. They lost to Texas A&M, and they almost lost to LSU, and they probably should have lost to Florida. But Alabama has to play. If Alabama plays like they did against Florida and LSU, Georgia's going to kill them. You know what? But Alabama it plays Georgia's type of football. You know what? You know what it's called, don't you?
What's that?
Smash mouth football. That's what it's called. Did you watch? I mean, Did you watch any Georgia and Tennessee game?
No, I watched Georgia and Kentucky.
Tennessee scored first against Georgia. They a couple times there, and then Georgia just wore them out. They wore them out. They wore them down. They had one boy. He was catching the ball and running the ball. I mean, they couldn't stop him. That one Georgia player, their best player. And if Alabama beats them, they're going to have to really play some defense. Who beats out Georgia's going to have to play some also defense against them.
Absolutely.
But it can be done. And Alabama's got the personnel to do it. And that's the only one I see doing it.
Absolutely, man.
And they got a good coach. When the big game's on the line, Nick Saban's pretty good at it.
Yep, that's
We'll
true.
see, though.
Absolutely, that's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks in college football.
Well, like I said, I'm looking to see what Cincinnati's going to do. I mean, if they can beat SMU and Houston, which Houston no slouch. They got a good team now. I think it's if they lose every one of them, then they can forget about their playoff.
And
Well,
what's that?
well, yeah, they was asking on ESPN today. What if Alabama would a 2-loss Alabama team make the playoff?
That's a good
What would
question.
you think?
That's a tough question.
Say they beat Georgia. Well, they ain't lost. They ain't played Auburn yet. Well, I think they're going to win, but say they play Alabama or Georgia in the SEC championship, and Georgia beats them. That made Alabama 2 losses. Will they make them one of the 4 teams? That was a question today.
Wow.
What would you think?
I mean, I believe it's according to how they lose to Georgia. If they get beat by like a last second field goal or something like that, or a last second touchdown to lose to Georgia, I believe that they could possibly make the playoff.
I've been telling everybody that Kentucky. I look for Kentucky. Kentucky could have a New Year's Day bowl. If they went out, I think it could be a New Year's Day bowl.
Well, no, they'll beat New Mexico State for sure.
In the Louisville game, somebody's already saying Outback Bowl or Citrus Bowl or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that if they go 9-3, I think that's really going to be pretty good for that team.
Just so everybody knows, me and you will be picking every conference championship game. And week 15, we will be picking the Army and Navy game as well. That's the 11th.
Oh, yeah. That always is interesting. I've watched that a few times. And then we, maybe see with the shark coming out with the bowl bids, we maybe pick half of them 1 week.
It starts the 17th
of December.
Yep, the Bahamas Bowl and the Kerr Bowl. And the 18th, there's a bunch of bowl games. You got the Boca Raton Bowl, Mexico Bowl. You got the Independence Bowl, the Leading Tree Bowl, the LA Bowl, and you got the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and then the Myrtle Beach.
Well, you know what we might do? We might bowl games. We may pick the ones up to January, and then maybe right before the end, maybe right after Christmas, we'll pick all the New Year's Day bowls after.
Yeah. We'll still have, even after college games are gone, we'll still have NFL games to pick.
Yeah.
Well, man, I definitely appreciate you doing this. This has been a good episode, and it felt good to be back. And this has been Harvey's Weekly Football Report here on Seth's Daily Podcast. Everybody have a great night, and God bless.